Our horse is OP. I don't know. You tell me. That kind of rhymes. See, I wasn't even planning on that. That just kind of just flowed with that. That kind of rhymed. I'm kind of proud of myself for that one. So, Tirzu, inaugural video here on the channel. Haven't watched it. Haven't watched any video from him actually. So of course I haven't watched this one, but it's number 6 on trending, which is always fun. We love the trending videos. We here for those. I got nothing else to say. Let's not make the video any longer than it has to be. Let's leave it a like before we're even in here. And if you go on to enjoy this video, make sure you also leave this a like. You know, let's watch this together. Let's learn. Our horse is too OP. Let's find out. 1v1. Oh, this fucker. Oh, this guy doesn't stand a chance. What a beautiful day to be alive. Sheesh. What the heck, dude? He said, what the heck? Yo, he fucking shit on him. Look at this guy. He got fucking shit on. Man got fucking one pumped, bro. Look at this guy.
Players have a
Victory. Get the fuck out of here. He got one pumped.
Players have a wide selection of equipment to choose from when speccing their character. Teeth, claws, stingers, spikes. Each weapon has distinct advantages and disadvantages in combat. Herbivore players tend to favor highly intimidating equipment like horns and antlers. In the African meta, things are taken to the extreme, with builds like the elephant, rhino, and cape buffalo rocking some of the most threatening tusks and horns in the entire game. So you might be surprised to learn that one of the most successful builds in the African savanna is the zebra, a build with no obvious weaponry to speak of. So what is it about the zebra build that has granted it such a dominant position in the savannah? We'll answer that question and many more in today's video, which was
kick, bro. I've seen a video, bro. I couldn't find it right now. But like there's a video of a zebra wherein he was getting chased by a cheetah, I think it was a cheetah. And since he knew that man was gonna catch up, bro, that man Marty was running. I think that was the name of the guy in fucking Madagascar. Was it? Anyway, if it's not, it's not. But he was running from a cheetah. Man's hind leg kicked the motherfucker, bro, right in the fucking face. The fucking cheetah did like a whole fucking flip. Bro, man's gonna, I think the cheetah died. I'm not gonna hold you. I think he died. Like, he was knocked the fuck out. Oh my god, I gotta find that video. Maybe I'll try to find it after the video if I remember.
Sponsored by CuriosityStream.
To
answer that question, let's zoom out a bit and discuss the incredible stats and abilities of the entire Equine faction, including zebras, horses, and donkeys. Let's begin with their stats. Right off the bat, it's plain to see that this is a highly mobility-centric build, with an above-average power stat to back it up. With slightly above-average intelligence and fairly poor defense, HP, and stealth stats. At first glance, you might think that these stats belong to a rush-down predator, something like a wolf or eagle. Something that can overwhelm its target with speed and power, and either finish the attack before the defender has a chance to counterattack, or weave in and out of the defender's effective range, chipping away at it or tiring it out. Clearly, stats don't tell the whole story here, as all equines are herbivores. So let's delve a little deeper into the abilities and strategies that horses and all their variants utilize to survive.
So
seeing as their highest stat is mobility.
Are those the only 3 types of equines? A zebra, a horse, and a donkey? Those can't be the only 3. Right? Are those the only 3?
It's no surprise that an equine player's best defense against a predator player's attack is to run away. While not technically as fast as the max speed of a top-tier predator, horse builds are able to maintain high speeds for much longer, and because of this, builds like the big cat or bear have little chance of catching them without an extremely stealthy ambush.
Oh, look at that guy!
The horse's specialized hooves grant them a bonus to burst movement speed and allow them to ignore the movement penalties of rocky terrain. The likelihood of a successful ambush is driven even lower due to the horse's solid intelligence stat, which allows it to engage in herd behaviors, such as individuals keeping watch to alert vulnerable teammates of approaching enemies. Taking shifts keeping watch is really important in a party of horse players, because horses need to spend massive amounts of time grazing. See, horses did not spec into the ruminant perk, which means they can't extract nearly as much energy from grass as builds like sheep and cows can. This was an intentional trade-off to keep the build much more lean and agile than ruminants, enabling them to dash quickly and jump great distance.
Wait, so they can't store as much? Like, they don't have that shit that the cows do? Ruminant animals contain a 4-chamber stomach. Ruminant animals have the ability to swallow grass and later regurgitate it in the form of cud. And doesn't that put like shit into the ecosystem? Ain't cow fart like causing global warming or some shit like that? Or am I Or something like that. Something from a cow is causing global warming. I don't know if it's its farts. Something like that. But ruminant animals chew the cud and swallow it for further digest. What? You regurgitate what you eat and then eat it again? You fuckers are nasty,
energy
bro.
from grass, as builds like sheep and cows can. This was an intentional trade-off to keep the build
That's
much
good,
more
though.
lean
You don't
and
need that.
agile than
You
ruminants,
don't need that shit.
enabling them to dash quickly and jump great distances. But because the amount of time they need to spend feeding with their heads down is around double that of an equivalent-sized ruminant, there's
God.
no way they'd be able to avoid an ambush alone. If they do get attacked, the chase begins, and this is where one of the horse's other core abilities comes into play: sweating. Now, I do need to address an inaccuracy I made in a previous video, my most viewed video to date, Are Humans OP?, where I say the ability to sweat is uniquely human. This isn't entirely accurate. Horses also have the ability to sweat in order to dissipate heat. However, they're nowhere near as efficient at cooling down via sweating as humans are, for one main reason: body hair. Sweat doesn't evaporate off of a horse's body as easily as it does a human, because sweat gets trapped in the hair on a horse's body. As such,
wow,
humans
I did not know
still
that.
absolutely crush horses in terms of thermoregulation during
Let's go,
distance
humans!
running.
Yeah!
But sweating is still crush horses in terms of thermoregulation during distance running.
We're fucking OP, guys. We're fucking OP, dog. Come on, man. Fuck with us, dog. Come fuck with us. Oh, humans are OP, dog. Come on.
But sweating is still an extremely powerful ability that massively reduces a player's loss of stamina during a run, and thereby greatly increases the potential distance a player can travel. Anyways, if during a chase, the horse player finds itself somehow unable to completely avoid an attack, that's when the other signature equine ability comes into play: their kick.
Yes, sir.
Now, in relation to
He's
more
gotta show
typical
it.
combat
Look
moves,
at that fucking.
like
Look
biting
at that
comes
form.
into play,
My
their
God.
kick. Now, in relation
Oh my God, such godly look at the gracefulness. She's doing it so graciously. Look at this guy.
to more typical
Oh my God, dude. I would not want to be near that thing. I would not, bro. You're on the end of that kick, bro. You're fucking done. You're dead. It's over. You say bye-bye. Say goodnight.
combat
it's
moves,
not
like
looking good.
biting, swiping, and stinging. Kicking is generally seen as a rather janky attack style,
Damn.
mostly used as either a desperate combo breaker attempt, or the best option available to builds which haven't spec'd their characters to allow for better combat moves.
Oh, right in the nuts.
Generally speaking.
Oh no, I don't think he hit him in the nuts. Did he hit him
Available
in the
to
nuts?
builds which haven't
I don't
spec'd
think
their
it- I think
characters
it-
to
I think
allow
it's
for
a-
better combat
Oh, actually, I think he might have hit him in the nuts. I think he sort of he skimmed it. He skimmed the nuts. I think it was the thighs mostly.
moves. Generally speaking, kicks don't deal that much damage. They're fairly telegraphed and easy to dodge, and they can even throw the user off balance if they miss. However,
Yo, that motherfucker's pissed. Nah, how you fail that one? Dog, it's a dog, fool.
and easy to dodge, and they can even
How do you
throw
fail
the
that?
user off balance if they
Nah,
miss.
go home. You're drunk. Go home.
However, if we take a look at the horse's kick, we see an entirely different picture. The horse's kick hits with a force of around 2,000 psi, putting it well above the power of a jaguar bite, and just a bit below the power of a crocodile bite. Both of those builds are top tiers
it's above
of
what
a
now?
jaguar bite. It hits with a force of around
Above the
2,000
power of
psi,
a bite of
putting
a
it well
jaguar?
above the power of a jaguar bite, and just a bit below the power of a crocodile bite. Both of those builds are top tier specifically because of their incredible bite damage, so having a kick of roughly equivalent power is extremely useful. However, plenty of large builds, a kick of roughly
He knocked
equivalent
him
power
the fuck
is
out. Nah. He just got
specifically
knocked the
because
fuck
of their
out.
incredible bite damage, so having a kick of roughly equivalent
I have never seen that before. He knocked him the fuck out.
power is extremely useful.
Oh,
However, plenty of large
shit.
builds
Oh my god.
have no issue dealing damage. Moose, elk,
Sorry,
useful.
what?
However, plenty of large builds have no issue dealing
What the fuck am I
damage.
looking at
Moose,
here? What was that?
elk, wildebeest, and other large ungulate builds can threaten insane damage if they connect with a charging slam. However, attacks like that are incredibly telegraphed, and most players have a decent amount of practice dodging them. In contrast, a horse's kick has incredible frame
Yes,
data,
like that,
to the point where it's basically unreactable if you're within range, which I should
Oh,
add can
no,
be
look at him,
deceptively
he's trying to
far.
kick him.
This makes
Oh,
approaching
no,
a
don't
defending
kick him
equine
down.
player a lot more risky than most herbivore
Look at this,
builds.
look at this.
However, the horse's kick has synergies that increase its utility far beyond what can be
is he
explained
kicking?
by its base
What the
damage
fuck is
and
he
frame
kicking?
data. When it comes to defending themselves from attacking carnivore players, equine builds are at a huge advantage. Let me explain. Themselves from attacking carnivore players, equine builds are at a huge advantage. Let me explain.
I thought you said they had bad
most
defense.
herbivore builds have only two options when confronted with an adversary: fight or flight. Carnivore players know this and tailor their strategies to take advantage of the defending player's limited options. When wolves hunt large prey, like elk, their main advantage is to break the defending player's nerve and frighten it into fleeing. They will not commit to an attack if the defending player chooses to stand and fight. However, they will continue to pressure it with bluff charges and fake-outs, hoping to bait out a defensive attack. However, as mentioned before, these counterattacks are slow enough to be dodged on reaction, quickly lowering the elk's morale, especially as the rest of its herd likely gets further and further away. It's only after a prey animal starts fleeing that these predators will actually try to deal damage by attacking the hindquarters to inflict heavy bleed buildup. In order to stop these attacks, most herbivores will once again stop and turn to face their attackers, which just resets the situation back to the first phase. Horses, zebras, and donkeys can completely thwart this plan of attack.
Fuck, that big ass
Most
motherfucker
herbivores
is so
will once
slow,
again stop
man.
and turn to face their attackers, which
I think it's just because of the heavy blood loss, though. Like, you know, if you're fighting that thing, I'm not fighting it. Just like I could say it's slow. I still don't want to fucking fight a buffalo. But look how slow
just
it's turning
resets
right
the
here.
situation back to the first phase. Horses, zebras, and donkeys can completely thwart this plan of attack, as their kick grants them an extremely valuable option: the ability to counterattack while fleeing. Since they grants them an extremely valuable option: the ability to counterattack while fleeing.
Fucking knocked the fuck out. He got knocked.
Since they don't need to stop and face their attackers in order to deal damage, and because their kicks are harder to dodge than horn charges, zebras have one of the highest KD ratios against lions and hunting dogs in the game.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Well,
He died, bro. That cheetah dog. That's the exact video I was talking about at the beginning of the video, man.
Have one
It's
of the
this
highest
clip right
KD
here.
ratios against lions
Look
and
at this.
hunting dogs in the game.
My God, he
While
got
it might
knocked the
not
fuck
be as
out.
impressive and showy as having huge horns or antlers, there's no denying that this strategy is extremely effective at warding off attacks and escaping danger. On top of all the other benefits, kicking also allows the equine player to keep its vitals well out of reach and isn't exposing itself to a critical hit counterattack like some horn users do when they attack. It does have its limitations though. Kicking backwards requires specific positioning, which, unless your character has 360-degree vision, will make your attacks less accurate. And on the odd chance that your opponent does get in front of you and land a grab before you're able to turn away, your options to fight back will be fairly limited, and nowhere near as powerful. Now, I do want to mention that unlike many ruminant herbivores, which only have lower teeth, equine players do possess a full set of upper and lower teeth that are able to deliver quite powerful bites, so they aren't completely helpless when facing an enemy head-on. But nonetheless, the unidirectional nature of their strongest attack option does mean that some counterplay is available. Next, let's discuss the advantages and disadvantages of the different variants of the equine build. We'll start with the horse, the most well-known of the bunch. Horses undoubtedly have the best base stats
Oh
of
my
the
God,
horse,
I've seen
the
this
most
horse
well-known
before,
of the bunch.
man.
Horses undoubtedly
Look
have
at
the
how beautiful and majestic that thing is. My God, look at the muscle.
best base stats
Look at the muscle structure. Look
of
at
the
that.
group, with higher power and more HP.
Look, it has like little shoes. It's so fancy.
Being the most obvious things that scale with size. They've also got the fastest top speed. However, perhaps even more importantly, the horse's higher intelligence stat enables cross-species team strategies, which can lead to some incredibly broken combos.
Oh,
Zebras
shit,
have a
yeah.
slightly lower base stat total, although this change isn't really enough to affect their playstyle. They're still perfectly capable of escaping attacks using their speed and endurance, and punishing overly aggressive enemies with a devastating kick. In addition to all this though, the zebra's unique stripe pattern grants it a few extra bonus perks. Because this pattern helps break up their outline and obscure their position, especially when grouped up, attacks against zebras incur a slight accuracy penalty. Surprisingly, this debuff even applies to insects, resulting in zebras taking significantly less damage from parasites than other similarly sized builds. In exchange though, zebras' intelligence stat is a fair bit lower, to the point where zebras are unable to engage in the same team combos as horses. Donkeys are a bit of an outlier group, with the lowest power stat of the group. They have the highest intelligence. Donkeys are a bit of an outlier
What
group,
is he doing?
with the lowest power stat of the group.
You
They
got a
have
lot
the
of
highest
donkeys, man.
intelligence stat, but tend to actually prefer solo play. They can be
What? They have the highest
the
intelligence?
highest intelligence stat, but tend to actually prefer solo play. They can be trained to become a useful party member, but they aren't naturally suited to.
Sometimes you think about donkeys, usually, for some reason, I would think that they're kind of stupid. I wouldn't think that they're the smartest in their group. I did not know that.
This style of gameplay. And although they're quite capable of dishing out serious damage with their kicks, donkey mains also tend to favor the bite move in combat, a somewhat poorly optimized build in my opinion. It's no surprise that despite horses and zebras having quite solid matchups against both canid and felid opponents, donkeys end up experiencing a fair bit of difficulty, in part due to their smaller size, but also because maybe they just don't realize the potential power of a well-placed kick.
Damn.
Of the 3 main equine classes, it's a tough call which one I think is the most viable. I think they're definitely all at least high B tier. Personally, I do think horses take the top spot, and I'd even give them the rank of low A tier. See, despite being originally from the North American server, horses have successfully established invasive populations all across the overworld, including places in Africa that even zebras have difficulty surviving in. This is the premise for the incredible documentary Stallions of the Namib Desert, which chronicles the descendants of a small group of horses abandoned by World War I soldiers a century ago. This documentary is available to watch right now on CuriosityStream, the sponsor of today's video. CuriosityStream is an amazing subscription streaming service with thousands of high-quality documentaries and non-fiction favorite member only working hard putting together a brand new fully 3D animated original Versus series. But in the meantime, I also recommend some of the originals made by fellow creators, such as the Modern Conflict series made by YouTuber Real Life Lore. It's especially relevant in today's meta. To get access to both of these awesome services for only $1.25 a month, head to curiositystream.com.
Relevant. Let me know what you guys think, man. Let me know what you guys want me to react to next. Leave your comments down below. What do you think? Are horses OP? That's the big question. Zebras, they still got a kick on them. You know, don't overlook the zebras. All right, I thought zebras was light. I thought they was gonna be light work. Like I thought that I thought shit was sweet with the zebras, but I come to find out they will actually just kick the fuck out of you. Like you guys seen that, and I didn't have to search it up anymore. I'm glad that he played the clip. He had the right clip. Probably can't find it at this point. It was a little far back. I was like right here.
Attack while flying as first phase. Once the orders to prey animal, these chargers can attack advantage each of the
Am I going too far? Where am I going? I'm going in the wrong direction.
Far than most herbivores.
I think I'm going in the wrong direction.
Point where it's dodging. So
I'm going in the wrong direction.
Backs less away. Mention that upper and lower on available. The horse, higher fastest species based stat, escaping attacks using their speed, and Zebra's unique strike, punishing overly aggressive enemies with a devastating kick. In addition to all this,
bro, that clip was sick. Let me know what you guys think. Subscribe, like the video if you liked it. Let me know. Leave a comment if you made it all the way to the end. You're the GOAT if you did. I don't know what else to say, man. Have a great one. Have a great rest of your day. That was fun. I like that.